Welcome all. Today we are going to discuss about PN junction. So we shall see how a PN junction is formed and then we shall see how a PN junction acts as a diode and different configurations of PN junction diode. Okay. So first we shall see how a PN junction is formed. So initially we will be taking a intrinsic semiconductor. So intrinsic semiconductor is nothing but a pure semiconductor. It might be silicon or a germanium crystal. Okay. To this intrinsic semiconductor, we'll be adding impurities. So we'll be adding, let us say, acceptor impurities on the left hand side and donor impurities on the right hand side. Okay. On adding these impurities, now this intrinsic semiconductor will now become extrinsic semiconductor. Right. So on the side where we have added acceptor impurity will turn into a p-type material, and on the right hand side we have added donor impurity, means on the right hand side we will have a n-type material. Right. This combination we can call it as a PN junction. Okay. So you know that acceptor ions are negatively charged. So why they are negatively charged? Because they are accepting electrons. Okay. Also you know that holes are in majority number on the p-type material. Right. And that number of holes in the p-type material are nearly equal to number of acceptor ions. Similarly, on the n-type material we have donor ions which are positively charged. As they give away the electrons, they are positively charged, and we have excess of electrons on the n-type material, and number of these electrons in n-type material nearly equal to number of donor atoms. Right. So we have excess of holes on the p side and excess of electrons on the n side. So because of the concentration gradient, means high concentration of holes on the p side and lower concentration of holes on the n side, because of this concentration gradient or density gradient, we'll see a phenomenon called diffusion. So what is diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but movement of particles from higher concentration side to the lower concentration side. Okay. So we shall see movement of holes from p side to n side and movement of electrons from n side to p side. Okay. So this movement cannot continue forever, because there will be formation of a opposing electric field which is going to restrict this or restrain this movement. So we shall see how this electric field is formed. Okay. So initially let us say that there are holes over here. They have holes, we have electrons. These holes, upon crossing the junction and reaching the n side, will recombine with this electrons. Recombine. Okay. So this hole and electron pair have recombined with each other, leaving behind the acceptor ions and donor ions uncovered. So these acceptor ions and these donor ions are uncovered ions. So because of this uncovered charges on either side of your junction, they will be forming this electric field. So here you can see this charge density rho. It's positive charge density on the to the right hand side of the junction and negative charge density is on the left hand side of the junction. because of this charge density across the junction, will be seeing an electric field intensity developed. This electric field intensity will be restraining further movement of holes from p side to n side and the further movement of electrons from n side to p side. So we can say that there will be a equilibrium obtained. Equilibrium will be obtained such a way that there will be a formation of a potential barrier of a height, let us say V0. So this V0 is we are signifying because this diode, this junction is open circuited. We are not connecting any external supply. Okay. Since such a condition, a potential barrier of height V0 is developed. So barrier I mean to say by barrier that unless and until the potential of the holes are raised by an amount of V0 volts, they cannot cross the junction. Similarly, unless the electrons are given a potential of V0, they cannot cross the junction and move from n side to p side. So in energy terms, I can say that unless they are provided EV0 units of energy, they cannot cross the junction anymore. Okay. So because of this equilibrium, we can see this at this equilibrium we will have the region around the junction left out with immobile charges. So why they are immobile? They are immobile because these charges are nothing but your acceptor ions and donor ions, which are quite large in number, quite large in size compared to holes and electrons. Okay, because they are large inside, they cannot move. So unless they are in motion, they cannot contribute for flow of electricity. So electricity is nothing but flow of charges. If the charges are immobile, they cannot contribute for electricity. Okay, now we shall see how this area will be restraining the flow of holes and electrons. This region is deprived of mobile charges, right? Hence this region is known as depletion region. Okay, and this region is made up of charges, hence this region is also known as space charge region. Okay, because this region is not having any mobile charges, they will not allow any conduction of current. Okay, this depletion region is of the order of 1 micron thickness. So 1 micron means around 10 power minus 6 meters. Okay, next we shall see how a PN junction is used as a diode. So first we shall have to know what's a diode. So this term diode is made up of two terms, die and electrode. So die implies two. So electrodes are your anodes and cathode. So anode is written by a symbol A, cathode is written by a symbol K. So there are two electrodes in this circuit element. The circuit element called diode, we say, will not allow flow of current in both the direction. It's basically unidirectional. It's a unidirectional circuit element. So it will allow the flow of current only in one direction. The direction in which the conventional current flows is given by the arrowhead in the symbol. So this is your anode and this is your cathode, and current flows from anode towards the cathode. Okay, now we shall see two configuration in which a diode can be connected. The first configuration we shall see is about reverse bias. So what is bias? Biasing is nothing but connecting an external supply. Okay, here we are connecting the negative terminal of the supply to the P side and positive terminal of the supply to the N side. Such type of connection will be called as a reverse biased connection. Okay. So when we are connecting a diode in reverse bias, then the space charge region width will increase. Why the space charge region width will increase? It is because the holes on the P side are attracted towards the negative terminal of the battery. Holes are attracted towards the negative terminal of the battery. Now these holes will be moving towards the left hand side, leaving more and more number of acceptor ions uncovered. Similarly, the electrons are attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery, leaving more donor ions uncovered. So we have more number of uncovered charges around the junction. So compared to a condition where we did not connect any external supply, now the reverse bias condition will see more number of uncovered immobile charges. In other words, I can say that it is as if the space charge region has now become widened or the thickness has increased. Okay, because the thickness has increased, now there will not be any conduction of current. So if we compare to the previous situation where we did not connect any supply, now the conductivity will further decrease, right? So you can expect that the current will be nominally 0. However, because of the existing room temperature, we may see formation of few hole and electron pairs. These hole and electron pairs that are formed are small in number. Okay, so they may contribute for a minority current. So it's a minority current. Okay. So this is called minority current because the current is because of minority charges. For example, let us say that an electron and hole pair are created on the N side. Now, when connecting positive terminal to the N side, this hole will be repelled towards the junction. Okay, and this electron will be attracted. It means this hole starts moving from right hand side to the left hand side. Okay, it means this minority hole is moving across the junction. Also, if you see, the space charge region will not obstruct the flow of minority charges, because for the minority charges the potential barrier is a downhill, not a uphill. Okay, because of this flow of minority charges, a current is formed which is known as reverse saturation current. As temperature is the reason for the formation of this electron hole pairs and the flow of the minority current, this reverse saturation current will increase with temperature. So higher the temperature, higher will be your reverse saturation current. However, this current will be so small, usually is in the terms of microamperes. Okay. So if you see the potential barrier height, so initially if you say that the potential barrier height is V0 units. Now upon giving a supply of magnitude VR in reverse bias, the height of the potential barrier will increase by a VR unit. So this initial potential barrier height is V0. Now it has become V0 plus VR. Means that for the majority carriers, the height of the barrier has increased. However, for the minority carriers, it does not affect. Why it does not affect? Because for the minority carriers, it's a downhill movement. Whereas for the majority carriers, it's a uphill movement. So majority carriers have to move uphill, whereas the minority carriers will move downhill. Okay. So the flow of majority carriers are obstructed. However, minority carriers are unaffected by the presence of reverse bias. Now we shall see another configuration called forward bias. In this configuration, the connections are such that the positive terminal of the supply is connected to the P side of the diode and negative terminal is connected to the N side of the diode. Okay. So unlike in reverse bias condition, here we'll be seeing the space charge region to be decreasing in width. So why it is decreasing means, again we can say that the holes in the P side now repelled by the external positive terminal. They start moving towards the junction. So once they start moving towards the junction, what happens? The number of uncovered immobile charges are now reduced. Okay. So the space charge region width will be decreased. In terms of your potential barrier height, I can say that if the forward bias voltage V is equal to Vf, then the potential barrier height will be decreased to V0 minus Vf. So the flow of majority carriers will now increase. Okay. Now a new equilibrium is formed. The earlier equilibrium is disturbed and a new equilibrium is formed. Now more number of holes will cross from P side to N side and electrons will cross from N side to P side. So increasing the conventional current. So this is your conventional current direction. Okay. So with this we are ending this topic. So further details like energy band diagrams and then your VI characteristics of PN junction diode and other current components will be discussed in the later classes. Thank you.